World War I, known at the time as the Great War, officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919, in the Palace of Versailles, outside the town of Versailles, France. However, fighting ceased 7 months earlier when an armistice, or temporary cessation of hostilities, between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. For that reason, November 11th, 1918, is generally regarded as the end of the war to end all wars. President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with the gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations." Armistice Day was primarily a day set aside to honor veterans of World War I. But in 1954, after World War II had required the greatest mobilization of soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen in the nation's history, after American forces had fought aggression in Korea, the 83rd Congress, at the urging of veterans service organizations, amended the Act of 1938 by striking out the word armistice and inserting in its place the word veterans. With the approval of this legislation, on June 1st, 1954, November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars. Veterans Day continues to be observed on November 11th, regardless of what day of the week on which it falls. The restoration of the observance of Veterans Day to November 11th not only preserves the historical significance of the date, but also helps focus attention on the important purpose of Veterans Day, a celebration to honor America's veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good.
For me, Veterans Day is the day that we have an opportunity to slow down and to recognize and remember those who gave their all. But it's also a time to remember those who gave something. So for the veterans that are here, they are here because they all gave something. And it's a small thank you, but Bedford Heights is certainly proud to be able to recognize its men and women who have been there for this country when this country needed them.
Would everyone please stand for the posting of our colors?
We'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance together. Now it's all over. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My name is Bob Pallett, and I live in Bedford Heights since 1970. I'm a retired Navy chief. That's the people that served before me. I have a really small role as far as I'm concerned, but people like my uncles, my grandfathers, people that have been here well before me that did the sacrifice, and of course those that have done the ultimate sacrifice. We're here today and we have this outstanding society that other people are jealous of or want to emulate it because of the sacrifice of our forefathers.
My name is Willie Lee Neal. I'm 70 years old, 2 tours in Vietnam, 3 tours in Europe, then various posts, Fort Benning, Fort Leonard Wood. It makes me feel proud, in that that you're finally recognized, in a good way. And So that's why I try to maintain my weight, come in uniform.
Military history trivia. In what year was the Medal of Honor created? Was it A, 1775, B, 1945, C, 1861, or D, 1791? The answer is C, 1861. Who was the first military general, and in what year was he commissioned? The answer is George Washington, July 4th, 1776. What is the oldest active Army base in the United States? Is Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, built in 1827, making it 187 years old.
To all of our veterans, women and men, our guests, our speakers, our mayor, everyone in this room, all of our lovely volunteers that are here to serve our veterans. I'm Renee Cole. I work for the mayor of the city of Bedford Heights, if you don't know. I was trying to get around to meet and greet most of you. I didn't get a chance to. But I just want to say this little poem here. It's not a poem, it's actually a writing. I stole it from President Harry S. Truman when I was in Washington last week. But it speaks to my heart, and I just wanted to share it today. Our debt to the heroic men and valiant women in the service of our country can never be repaid. They have earned our undying gratitude. America will never forget their sacrifices. I just wanted to start out with that because this is my favorite event of the year. To come here and stand before the city's veterans and tell you thank you personally myself, and just to be here and so that you can get the honor that's due to you from your city.
My name is Sergeant Major McGee. I'm a E9 Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps. It means everything to me. Not only is it veterans, but I feel that the tradition that the mayor is trying to keep going here at Bedford Heights is for us, and we certainly enjoy it. Thank you very much.
My name is Alton Tinker. I'm on City Council for Ward 3, and I'm an Air Force veteran. I was in the Air Force from 1984 to 1987. The veterans are the people that serve in the military. They're the ones to protect the American freedom. So for us to recognize them, I think it's just something that we should do, not just on Veterans Day, but every single day, because those are people that risk their lives for our freedom.
Which of these presidents did not serve in a branch of our military? Is it A, Andrew Jackson, B, James Garfield, C, Chester A. Arthur, D, John Quincy Adams, or E, Ronald Reagan? The answer is John Quincy Adams. In what year did the first woman serve in the military? A, 1782, the American Revolutionary War. B, 1862, the American Civil War. C, 1898, Spanish-American War. Or D, 1917, World War I. A, 1782, Deborah Sampson Gannett, enlisted under the name of her deceased brother. How many military bases does the United States have on foreign soil? Is it A, 507, B, 662, C, 737, or D, 1,088? C, 737 in 38 countries.
I am so pleased that you all have taken your time to come out. And this is one of those events, as Renee has said, is one of our favorite events because it's an opportunity for us to respectfully acknowledge those people who have earned the right to have this thank you presented to them. So that, we know some of our comrades gave all, but all of us in here gave something. And that is what this is in recognition of. It is a humbling and honorable experience that we're trying to give to the veterans of Bedford Heights, Ohio. And so I thank you.
It means a lot because if I was a young man now, I would like to go and serve the country because you're an American. Serving the country doesn't mean that you're going to be in war, but it can help you as a person.
The United States Air Force was at one time part of the U.S. Army and called the Army Air Corps. In what year did they separate? A, 1946, B, 1948, C, 1951, or D, 1964? A, 1946. How many military bases are there in the state of Ohio? Is A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4? Is B, 2. What is the primary reason behind military time? Military time leaves less room for confusion than standard time. 24-hour time, as it is known by, eliminates the need for the AM/PM designations, thus eliminating confusion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please refer to the small table on the side. This table is set for one. It is small. It symbolizes the frailty of one prisoner of war, alone and against all aggressors. The tablecloth is white. It symbolizes the purity of intentions to respond to one's country's call to arms. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the family of loved ones who kept faith while awaiting the return. The red ribbon tied so prominently in the vase is reminiscent of the red ribbon worn upon the lapel and breasts of thousands who bear witness to the captivity. It also bears witness to the unyielding determination to demand a proper accounting of all our missing. A slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of the bitter fate. There is also salt on this plate. This is symbolic of the family's tears as they await their return. The glass is inverted because they cannot toast with us tonight. Remember all of you who served with this person, call them comrade. We depend upon their might and aid, relied on them, for surely this person has not been forgotten. This comrade is called POW, MIA. I, like you, just call this person brother or sister. This comrade is not able to be with us this afternoon, so we remember our comrade. We also remember all the other POWs and MIAs on this day. We wish them God's blessing and love, and above all, await their return. Would you all please bow your head for a moment of prayer? Our Heavenly Creator, at such a time and place as we know not, there are comrades being held against their will in a hostile land, prisoners of war, and those missing in action who did not return. We plead for assistance in our efforts to bring them home. Our hearts bleed for their families. May we not forget their sacrifice and always be reminded by this lone table of our duty towards them. Amen.